Just a little video I'm going to make on SSR189 carburetor swap. We got the stock carb on there now. This is a 2016 model. That's a 28 millimeter carb. She's been riding it for 4 years. My wife's bike. She's been riding it for 4 years with that stock carb. But anybody that has one of these knows. I mean, it's not a real good carb. It pops and spits, and I don't know. Just we've read a lot about the nibbi carb and people having good results out of them. And one of the main things is it's going to get rid of this this choke on the handlebars, which we absolutely hate. So anyway, just going to do a quick video on what we're doing here. So that's your stock carb. This is what we're going to. This is a nibbi racing. I ordered off eBay. That's it right there. Looks like it come with some different jets. That's it right there. You can see there's your choke right there. Choke will be on the carb like it should be. Right there's the numbers. So I can get that out of the way. Yeah, so if you want to get a carb like this one, there's the numbers you're looking for to match it up. That's a 28 millimeter. And let's try to put it on the bike and see what it does. All right, so here's where I'm at. You can see I took the shrouds off the front. They're real easy. It was 4 bolts. You can see on the tank right here. Your shrouds would have been a bolt here, bolt here. You'd have had 1 bolt here on the top of the tank, and then on the side right here, those just come off with an Allen wrench. Right here on the side of your bike, right here. This is sticking out on both sides. That had a nut on the back, which was a 10 millimeter wrench. So you'll need a 10 millimeter right here. I don't remember what size Allen that was, but so you had a 10 millimeter wrench and your Allen on the front to get that off. Then your gas tank, all there was 1 bolt, just 1 bolt right there in the center, right here in the center of your tank. You take that off, and then you had to make sure you turn your fuel off, disconnect it from the carb. And then this right here, you can see this was mounted to the side of the motor. I took that off with it, and the reason I did that is because I got gas in my fuel tank. So that's in the off position. It's keeping all my fuel from leaking out. But it was bolted. It's bolted right here on the side of the motor. So like I said, I went ahead and took that loose. It's a bolt that goes straight through to this side. So you just have to put you something on that side, loosen the nut off that side, and that gets that loose. You can see I took the air box cover off, which was here, which was just 2 bolts, and it pops off. I went ahead and took the air filter off. I probably didn't have to, but I need to clean it anyway. So 1 bolt, wing nut takes it off. And then I took the seat off. You took the seat off. There's just 1 bolt. The seat, the front of it slides up under this bolt right here that holds the fuel tank on, right here. And then it's got 1 bolt that comes down through the back right here. It was a 10 millimeter. I used a 10 millimeter deep well socket. Take that off, pull up, and your seat pops right off. You might could do it without doing all this. I'm just doing it just to make it easy. You can see I'm about to take the top of this carburetor off. I'm just trying to give myself room to work with this new carburetor. But anyway, that's what I've done so far. Now I'm gonna start taking the carburetor off. So I'll come back once I get that off. All right, so here it is with the carburetor off. The easiest thing I found to do, I was trying to take the screws. You got 2 hose pipe clamps up here in the front, and then you got this one in the back. I was trying to take that loose and try to just work the carburetor out, but it was really tight. The easiest thing to do really is there's 2 screws here and 1 down here. They're 8 millimeter screws, and that's going to hold this piece here on, which is that's what the front of your carburetor is mounted to. So if you just take them off, the whole carburetor, you can push that direction and then pop it out of the back right here. I had to take a screwdriver. That was kind of tight. It was 4 years worth of being on there. It was kind of tight, but just popped it out of that right there. That's your breather box. And that was the easiest way. There's those two 8mm bolts that was holding in. That's the easiest way. You might can find a better way. That's how I got it out. That seemed like the easiest way. This really hadn't took, I've never took it apart. Ain't got any kind of video or anything I'm watching to take it apart. I'm just figuring this out on my own. It's probably took 15 minutes to do all this, so it ain't a whole lot of work. Just get them loose. You can see on the carburetor here, on this factory carburetor. So that was your feed off your gas tank. You got the one that you're going to pull off, which is, right there hanging off your gas tank. And then you got two more hoses here, and these are just drains. This one here on the top right here is just a drain. It ain't going to nothing. And then this other one right here coming off the bottom, it's just going down to nothing. So those just pull right off. So that's coming off your gas tank. Take it loose. This is just hanging there. It might have a zip tie on it. Same thing on the bottom. You can pull them out. This third wire right here, this third one right here, that's your choke. So when your choke's going to be mounted up here. You just got to take that bolt loose, pull your choke lever off, and then you can take that choke cable and just follow it down just pull it out from behind your front number plate, and then it's just hanging. It didn't have a tie wrap or anything off. You can just pull it through here. Like I say, you can see I left it on the carburetor just to pull it all off. But anyway, like I say, that's everything that I've took apart to get that carburetor off. Like I say, about 15 minutes. Now that I've done it, I could probably do it in 5 minutes. I mean, hell, it ain't a whole lot of work. But anyway, so now I'm about to go back with a new carburetor. You can see right there, I guess it'll be turned more like this. But yeah, that's what I'm replacing it with. You can see it's got I'm gonna have to put this new top piece on there. Just keep in mind too, the first thing I did before I took that carburetor loose, your carburetor is sitting right here. All right, so that right there, that was sitting in the top of your carburetor. Mine was loose enough. I just twisted it with my hands. You might need a pair of channel locks, but just take your time. Just twist that off, pop it off, and just pull it up out of there. And I'm gonna be reusing this same cable. I'm just hooking it to I'm just gonna hook it to my new carb. So anyway, that's got your carb off. I'm gonna start putting this new one on, and if I see anything out of the ordinary, I'll let you know. But like I say, the main thing is I just got to get this cable disconnected from this guy right here and put on my new one, and then really it should be just reverse what I did, putting everything back together. So here we go. All right, so here it is back on the bike. Everything went back together just like you'd want it to. That's a perfect fit. That carburetor goes, it's like it was made for it. I mean, it goes in there perfect. What I did was I put the carburetor in from the back side right here. Don't tighten anything, just get it in the back side, the breather box side. Once you get that in, then take this piece right here, work it in from the other side. You got more room over there, but work it in from over there, put it on the carb, and then just take your time, pull it this way, get it lined back up. Just the main thing, make sure when you get it lined up, you should be able to twist them screws in pretty much the whole way before you have to start tightening them down. That's an 8mm. But just make sure you're twisting it with your fingers. That way you know everything's lining up good and you ain't cross-threading or stripping anything. Keep in mind the orientation. This piece right here coming to your carburetor, it's got a angle to it, bringing it back this direction. Make sure you don't turn it backwards, because the way that gasket is, this thing, either way you turn it, it would line up. So just make sure you pay attention when you take that apart to how that needs to turn. But anyway, I got it on there. You can see I temporaried the gas tank on there. I just wanted to make sure it would run. Before I went through putting it all back together. And I can tell immediately it's going to run better. Let you hear it. Like I said, it was never that smooth. If you've got one, they pop and spit and miss. It's never idled that smooth. It would warm up and run pretty good, but just right off the bat, man, that's just definitely worth changing this carburetor out. I bought that carburetor on eBay. Like I said, I showed you the numbers on it. I want to say I paid $70 for it, shipping and all. And it took, I think I got it here in 3 days. But really, like I said, she's going to ride it this weekend, and we'll see what it does there. But it idles really good, and like I said, it's an easy change. It fit perfect, and I can't really think of anything else that would help you out. Just when you put this top piece right here in, it's really simple. When you take that old one off, you just twist that off. It's going to have a spring and your jet on it. And all you have to do is squeeze that spring, and then your throttle cable, the cable's going down in this thing into your jet. So you can squeeze that spring, it gives you the slack in your cable, and you just pull it down and slide it off. It's got a groove all the way down one side of this main jet. So you squeeze that spring, like I say, just pull your cable out that side and slide it down. And then you'll do the same thing to put this new one back on. But that's the factory cable. Works perfect. Works, like I say, it couldn't fit better. It looks pretty trick with the red and black. I like the way it looks, but the main thing is the way it runs. Like I said, it's never idled. And usually when you give it throttle, it's popping and spitting. Really, that's the factory jets. It came with a bag of jets here you could change out. And I just, let's just see what the ones that's in it do. And that's the ones that came in it, and it's running that good. So, like I said, couldn't be more pleased with how that turned out. So I'm gonna get this thing back together, and like I say, if I can help you in any way, just comment down there, and I'll try to get with you and help you out any way I can. But I just wanted to, there's probably videos out there that shows you how to do this better than me. I just couldn't find them, so I figured while I was putting this on, I'd make some kind of little video to maybe help somebody out. So anyway, maybe this helps somebody, and we'll see you.